I'm on my stump today, folks, because over the course of my life, I seem to have developed some type of subjective opinion about the bad people in society. These bad people whom my whole life have watched suppress me and other people, all of you, in various ways, even people who don't understand this or know what this is about. And now we're in reckoning, and that's why it's critical for those who have had that faith. And I told you faith was very important. Learning myself, been learning this past week about all of this stuff. Told you I was going to do a stump. I'm on my stump today, folks, because bad behavior has to go. A lot of people champion the what they perceive as, getting rid of good people. That's what I'll say. Which is insane because we don't have enough of those. And those are you people. Great one. Honor y'all. Today we're going to talk about that, folks, because we're in reckoning. Meaning that this is the cleansing time. A lot of you don't believe this. A lot of you, this is always, and it's always come down to this, to these arguments about what you know versus someone else, and we'll wait this out. And I told you we were going to do that regardless. Regardless if you you don't have say-so in this, is what I'm saying. It's going to take place because it's necessary. Do you understand that aspect? Now, I think about these, I recall that there was this ancient classic story about two mothers and a baby. And there was some situation where the public could not distinguish which of the mothers was the actual mother. And both mothers were claiming mothership of this child. And the way that they figured it out, in the conclusive end of the story, was they opted to harm the baby. They want to chop the baby's leg off. Split the baby in half and give each mother a half of the baby. And one mother was on board with doing that, and the other mother was like, just take the baby. Because they didn't want to see the baby harmed. And that's how we knew who the real mother was. I'm going to apply that same example when we talk about these debates, right? The doctrinations and stuff. Which aren't important because you're in reckoning and reckoning is happening, and you should be more concerned about why it's happening, what you can do to be a part of what's going to be in the culmination. The new day that's coming that many of you don't believe and you will bear witness to. And for the reasons. So you get up on social media and you take your time and energy to say that good people are more destructive to society than the bad people. Never said anything about the bad people, even though all of the bad things have come from the hands of those bad people. And that's irrational. I was trying to get y'all to see that last video. The best of you laughed because you understand what I'm saying. This is how we see who's in vibration and who's not. This is the telltale, right? That scowl I was talking about. Those times when you're talking to that person and there's some type of disposition, just like I used that Men in Black reference to show you that they were fighting something. They were suppressing their real inner selves, which was the dark energy, folks. Whether they coveted to that energy or where they just ignorantly got attached to it, or it attached to them, rather. And that's what this is about. Because if you don't understand that attachment thing, you can't get to the higher reality. So on so many levels, we talk about, when we use that story to make an example of who's telling the truth. And the best of you can see, there's a few of you. Because I told you it's a small number in the world at large. The world total at large, there's a small number of us who will go forward in this new society, folks. And you see it. You already are. The formula has already clicked in because you have the vibration. Apparently, there are many, many folks, just like in that Noah's Ark story, who don't have the vibration, folks. The people who won't see a better day because they don't have that greater thing in them. They don't have the ability to polish the mirror. The mirror, it takes us individually, collectively. You get it? Both of those things exist together. So we talk about what's true. And if it's important, it is, the truth is very important, because the truth, a lot of you, I only want to speak to the people who are on the fence, that have the vibration, and you're good-hearted people, but you're trying to wheel and deal in this society, this rat race, which I told you has to go, because it's delivering pain, and it's held by hands of evil on all levels. And you don't get that. So I talked about faith in a lot of videos lately, because that is trusting God. My faith is knowing that God is going to do this, knowing, because he said so, right? But also because I've really bore witness to a lot of things, folks, like I told you. And you've seen them take place. I told you a few things, and you've seen them take place up to this point. Still occurring, right? But there's a why to these things. I want you to really understand that. A lot of people don't get it, right? When you're reading this in your doctrines, for you, what does it mean to you, right? You're waiting for what? If you're trying to seek the truth, then the truth is coming to you. And examples, I told you, examples give a lot of foundation and structure to when we're framing arguments. See, you can talk all the shit you want based on something you read, and then you'll discover some other things, and then that'll be more than what you read, and then you're conflicting. And you do have to ask the Most High ultimately to consult, but when the Most High blesses you on a level where you get the physical examples, that's when you're starting to cook with gas. That's when you're starting to really click. I told you people, you have to look with your hearts. The best of you are already seeing this day. You're seeing it because you know that the bad stuff has to go. Why it's caused the pain. A lot of people just don't figure that, right? They don't have the type of insight or bigger minds or conscience to understand, because they're grounded materially. And then when material society becomes, polluted and evil, then you have to do away with it. They are part of that thing, folks, the fabric of that. So their conscience has to go with that. That's what this is merely about. It's just about a cleansing, right? The Most High is no respecter of your titles or who you think you are in the society, especially when it suppress people and cause pain. He's here to bring the justice, folks. Now, I ask you if you believe that, and we got into these challenges. That's what this is really about today, right? I want you to keep that same energy. That's how we're going to put this. Keep the same energy going forward, folks. For any of you. For all of the people in my life whom I've dealt with, who didn't know who I was, because I didn't even know who I was, who dealt me injustice, who even in present society, the injustices or things I feel that are not fair to me on an individual level and affect many of you, same rat race stuff, same issues, doesn't matter who you are. But when you're awake, you understand that that pain doesn't have to be, and who can deliver the justice. So your faith is holding on to the Most High for that justice and understanding he can bring it. I asked you many videos, do you believe, folks, that the Most High God, I give you praise, Bishop, who is holding all existence, folks, is he capable? Yes, he is, folks, of delivering the justice, of knocking the teeth out, folks, which he will do. And it's in your literature, folks, in many ways, in many examples. She's done this. So when we talk about what's right, because I want you to understand, you have to get that framing first. The examples, I guess, apparently aren't enough when you see heavenly bodies do things, and I've told you they were going to do these things, and that was your message, and you saw them do it for your example to show you that you need to pay attention, and that wasn't enough. So then you had to get warned by the Great One herself, and I guess you didn't believe that, right? So you don't believe the heavens. You're on a level in your conscious mind where you believe that you're the Most High, on a level where you don't believe the heavens. You think you write the narrative that the Most High holds, folks. The Most High God, Vishnu. Call out his name, Harry, folks. And it's important that you do that. I'm saying this. I'm trying to educate you. Don't care really if you want to understand it or believe it or not. And you're holding on to your egos in these cases, right? A lot of people say, these people think they're someone or they're chosen and they're not the leader. And all of you are in your egos with this. When My whole point is any message I've given you the backup example to show you that the heavens are doing this. They are dutifully hands of the Most High, folks. Right? He holds this all, so this is all his will, folks. The message I give you is his will, folks. That's why I told you, you don't have to believe what I'm saying. You're bearing witness to reality, right? Those of you, and it's the telltale of who doesn't want to really believe reality. You know? It's just simply about that. So, you know, we're arguing and you're saying you're willing to wait this out. But just like that story with the baby, right? I trust God in my faith, and that's what this is about, faith. Keeping that same energy, folks. This is about faith. I've seen his example, but I know, and I talk to him every day, and I tell him, as I say, Lord, as great as you are, you have opened the skies, Lord. I have seen you do miracles in real time, Lord. You affect my technology. You can change my phone around, flip the video. You can do it. You've done all of these things. I'm with the great sun every day, folks. The sun who's giving you the sunlight. The Mother Earth who's holding the world you're standing on right now in her hands, folks. We're with them every day. Have told you they were going to do things. Brought you those messages. You saw them take place. And you still don't believe. So you still say, we'll see, because my story or my book that I read from 1,000 years ago told me this, and I'm going to wait it out. Even though you're getting the example, because the Most High is the books, right? The books were written based on him, folks. He is the ultimate power, folks. Do you get me? Give him the praise, I'm telling you. So in that story, if you recall, the real mother did not want that baby to be harmed. So she decided to just give the baby up. And that's how we knew who the real mother was and who the counterfeit was. So you guys who claim that you're leaders, or I'm not even, but see, guess what? I have never claimed to you that I'm the leader. I'm just bringing you the message. I'm telling you about the new society is coming. And yes, you will see my face. Those of you who don't believe that, you will not see my face. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's simple. I'm giving you the examples, folks. Your egos are why you don't want to believe what I'm saying, even though you're bearing witness to reality. Simple. Okay? So you've been given that warning, and you don't obviously have what you need for payment. You obviously don't. That was the whole point. The reckoning has been called because you weren't going to have what you needed for payment. Your conscious levels have sunk to a level where you can't rise. You don't know anything. Your next generations are poisoned to a level, and I've done these videos over the week to give you these points. Your current young generation is poisoned on a level where they're born damned almost. See how it all has to be reset? You don't get this. Right? So the proof is in the pudding, and I told you. The things that are coming forward, the great things that are going to happen very soon, and you're going to bear witness. And those of you who know will sit in your homes and you will go, wow, this was the real thing. And you're going to give God that praise right away. I recommend you do that right away at that point, which is coming very soon. You merchants are going to bear witness too. The Most High rules, folks. Hold your life. You'll see. So when you want to talk about proving something, you know, that baby story, I keep going back to that. I like to get all over the place, but y'all like it. The baby story, cutting the baby in half and showing something. I trust God. And if you notice, if you look into fine details, because I'm into these fine details about who's really leading, who's not. If I say that the Most High is giving me message and you're doubting if I'm the true person or not, when I'm with the heavens, folks, who are giving you the air, folks. So you have to believe that. If any of you don't know the sun personally, or the earth personally that you live on, or the moon personally, then you need to pay attention to this. If you want to know who the real person is, you need to look at the very fine details. And there are many, but I want you to look very carefully at the person that's saying that, you know, they have a message and they're inspired. And maybe they are, and there are different levels to this gift that God has given us. But for the ultimate society, folks, what I'm bringing you is the real thing, because the hands that are bringing the reckoning and the pain, I know those hands, folks, and I know why they're doing it. That's why I'm trying to wake you up to that. Okay? So I trust God. I have faith. I want you to have faith and believe that he can do what he's going to do, folks. So when we say, hey, I'm going to wait this out, I'm going to see if the Most High can do what he, what I've read about in the scriptures, I'm going to sit this out and wait. Notice how I haven't done anything to my YouTube channel. Notice how I haven't tried to get another channel or any of these things because I already know what's going to happen with social media. Define details. See, that's how we tell. There are those of you who say that, you got a backup channel just in case. But I don't need a just in case because I know the Most High and I know his real hand, folks. I know his real authority and power, folks. When he's going to do something, it's going to be done away with. You understand? What's the point of me getting a backup channel when I trust the Most High, when I know his real hands and know he holds my life and holds your lives too? The lives of the people who have the channel, right? The people who get their teeth broken, folks. Do you believe that he's capable? That's what we're showing this right now. I'm showing you I trust him, right? Hasn't he backed up everything I've said, folks? Haven't you seen him in real time do everything I told you he was going to do, folks? So we're weeding out the people who don't really believe. See, I'm showing you this is really intricate, folks. It's really technical. A lot of you people think you're going to this new society, but you still have these things that you haven't looked at on your mirrors. You still have a few blemishes that you got to take care of, and the Most High will show you these things, right? If you call out to him and get in that vibration, sing to him, try to build relationship, folks, when the time coming, which is coming very soon for things to start transitioning to higher reality, folks. Vibration. The technicals. If you want the technicals, that's what this is about. But you people who don't believe who I am, bear witness to what I say. And notice how I never try to beat you in the head with what I'm saying. I just say bear witness. I told you some great things are going to happen, and I said bear witness. God is in control, folks. The Most High, Vishnu, God of the universe, who holds all life, folks. Right? Who has a name on the other side of the universe. Do you understand my point of saying that? Not to be technical to say that, but get you to understand that he's God in the heavens, folks. He's God everywhere. He holds it all. So all of your doctrines who give him a name is how he presented himself to you to give you that message. You're dumb humans, folks. Isn't it proven in present day with all this so-called technology, you're still fucking fools and you're using it in the wrong way, and that's why you haven't achieved greater. That's why a greater day is coming for that greater, folks. And the best of us will be able to appreciate and utilize these things because we will have the Most High giving us the blessing, folks. He is the most important aspect. But when you're in your ego, you don't really believe that. So when you don't really believe that, you get backup channels because you say, just in case, because I don't know what YouTube's going to do. But I'm trying to explain to you folks that the Most High God holds the life and breath of every single one of those motherfuckers at the place who's giving you these regulations. And if you don't believe it, then who are you in this real society? See, we're cooking with gas. We're showing these real things. Keeping the same energy, folks. That's all I'm asking. Keep that same energy going forward. For all of these people who suppress on jobs and with this scowl, and these people who break your backs every day because you have that spirit and they see something in you and they're demoniacs. And you don't know why, but now you're figuring out something special about you. I want you to think to yourselves, next time you go to work and you deal with these hardships, I want you to smile in your heart and say, just keep that same energy. Because you put, a lot of those people put their backing in the dark energy and they think it's going to save them when all it has done is deceive them and bought time to play this game. Knowing that they will get teeth knocked out and it was coming, the reckoning was coming, knowing it. Trying to mock God or play a game by taking as many of the fools that they can just to show that they were clever enough to steal hands from him or something. Steal souls or something. But he's giving all of them the free will. And he already knows who's who from the start. He knows the whole story. And that's their fucking ignorance. You get what I'm saying? The pure ignorance of them is not even realizing that he writes the narrative. Even for the demoniacs. See, they're so ignorant. That's the dark energy is so fucking ignorant. It's stupid on some level. It moves like narcissists. And that's why I told you narcissists are demoniacs. The blueprint comes from them, folks. They're here and they have to go, folks. Keep the same energy you got going forward. All of you military miters and all of you people around society who beat your chest and think you can conquer Mother Earth. Keep that same energy when the ground opens up, when you get the thunderbolts, when you get the volcanoes, when you get the freeze overs like you're getting. Keep that same energy. Right? Because see, when you find out at the last minute, it's going to be too late, folks. And I keep trying to I get you to understand that. When I say I love bad behavior, it's only for the name of the channel, folks. It's only for you to understand something. The ironic point about our bullshit as humans. We obviously love bad behavior because that's why the reckoning is here. And if you want to know who's really telling the truth, you're going to bear witness to, you know, the actual truth take place. And that'll show you. But the point is, if you find out too late, it's too late. You get it? I'm trying to wake those people up to get them to see that. These so-called people who have a message. And I'm not going to knock your message or shoot you down. I'm just going to say that I can back up what I say, folks. Things that are greater than my hands, folks. Things that hold your landscape. And the Most High holds their life. You're going to bear witness. Honor great ones. Give the Most High God praise, folks, for the time runs out. And I won't have too many more messages because in a short time you're going to bear witness to some things. And this is very serious. This is my point of making this point. We'll be talking soon.